A judge handed down Larry Nassar's third and final sentence today in a Michigan courtroom.
Her decision followed days of emotional testimony by hundreds of women who have accused the former elite sports doctor of sexual abuse. Kenneth Craig reports.
The visions of your testimonies will forever be present in my thoughts.
Disgraced former sports doctor Larry Nassar read a brief statement to his victims at his final sentencing.
It's impossible to convey the depth and breadth of how sorry I am to each and every one involved.
Minutes later, Judge Janice Cunningham sent him away for another 40 to 125 years in prison.
The conduct of the defendant has robbed these girls and women of one of the most truly important human qualities: trust.
During two separate hearings, hundreds of women told their stories of abuse, accusing Nassar of sexually assaulting them under the camouflage of medical treatments.
This time, for 30 minutes, he inserted his finger into me and grunted while I lay there terrified.
Last week, the tension boiled over when a father whose 3 daughters were molested tried to attack the former doctor. This final sentencing centered on Nassar's time at the elite Twistars Gymnastics Club. Under the plea deal, he admitted to criminal sexual conduct with 3 victims.
The result will be spending the rest of your life in a small prison cell.
After delivering the punishment, the judge told the court while the criminal case may be over, the victim's physical and emotional suffering is not. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
Nassar already has been sentenced to 40 to 175 years in prison in another county and is starting his time behind bars with a 60-year federal term for child porn crimes.
A Democratic drafted memo that challenges a Republican version made public last week has been unanimously approved for release by the House Intelligence Committee. The Monday evening vote means the classified memo will be sent to the White House, where President Trump has 5 days to decide whether to release it publicly. The Democratic document will challenge GOP claims that federal investigators improperly obtained a surveillance warrant on a former Trump transition official as part of the Russia investigation. Democrats say Republican members had no choice to support the release after President Trump made the GOP memo public over the objections of the FBI. Democrats are also asking the White House to not exclusively redact sections of their memo if it's released. The Republican memo last week was released in full.
Later in sports, what about Carson Wentz? You'll hear from his coach and Nick Foles as we wrap up our Super Bowl coverage.
Up next, it's the game within the game. Which commercials were winners during this year's Super Bowl?